If only I knew that marriage was a full-time job that requires a full-time commitment of my time, my life, my resources, my finance, and a whole lot more, I would have sat down to count my costs as a young lady before getting married. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ese. If this is your first time stopping by on the channel, please do not forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get to be notified when a new video drops. And to all our returning subscribers, thank you so much guys for making YouTube a place for me to come and share my knowledge in. So on today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 things I wish I knew as a young lady before getting married. If this is a video you feel like you're interested in, or someone you know might be interested in it, please do not forget to share it then. Sit down, grab your popcorn, and we'll be right back. So the first thing I wish I knew as a young lady before getting married is that if I had known that marriage was a full-time job that requires a full-time commitment of my time, my life, my resources, I would have sat down to count my costs. I just realized that before we get married, we really did not know these things, that marriage is hectic. Now I get to realize and understand what my mom went through to take care of 6 children. I just have one and it's really hectic. I wonder how these mothers do this thing, because what? It is not easy. When you get married, you come to a realization that you are constantly working. It's like you're cleaning, you're cooking, you're dishing, you're help. There is no more room for relaxation. I know a lot of persons will be like, I'll get a help. I'll get somebody to do this thing. It's not really this hard. Trust me, whether you have a help or not, you come to realize that it is much more harder than when you are single. So if you are a lady that is about to get married or know somebody that will get married soon, just help me brief them that marriage is really hectic. It takes time, it takes labor, it takes effort. So if you are this kind of person that is not willing to do these things, or you are not the type that is quick to want to learn, you will be stuck up in marriage. So just come with a mentality that once I get married, I'm open to learning, I'm open to want to learn new stuff or try new stuff, because marriage is really an eye-opener that will open you to a lot of things, because you are constantly working, you're taking care of yourself, taking care of the kitchen, taking care of the house, taking care of your husband, taking care of your job if you are not a full-time housewife, which I doubt anybody is currently. Even if you work from home, you realize that you are constantly working. So as a young lady, sit down and understand that marriage is a full-time job. If you have to take your time before you dive in, please do not be pressurized. Do not let anybody cut you with a knife because you are not married. Just understand that once I say yes to this guy, I am saying yes to work, I'm saying yes to commitment, I'm saying yes to effort, I'm saying yes to labor. So just understand that before you get married, enjoy all the things that you need to enjoy, because once you get married, you come to realization that you are constantly working. So do not get me wrong, I'm not here to scare anybody, but if we get to prepare yourself before marriage, it makes the whole work a lot easier. So if you understand that, okay, once I get married, this and this is what I'm going to be doing, it helps your mind to be prepared way before you get married. If this is a video that you feel like you are really loving, please do not forget to hit the subscription button. Okay, so the second thing I wish I knew before getting married is that my money is no longer my money. His money is no longer his money. So there's this misconception in Nigeria that once you get married, you can still be doing your stuff, your husband will be doing his stuff, and then if you guys want to have a joint account, it's fine, but you still have your personal account where you put up your personal funds, and your husband has his personal account where he puts up his personal funds. But I just realized that as a married person, as a Christian married couple, it is safer, it is wiser, and it is better for you to always be open with your finances. You come to realize that once you get married, your money is no longer your money. His money is no longer your money. His money. The money becomes our money, which is the family's money. So once you get married, you come to realize that finances become a big deal. If you are a single that do not really know how to keep up with your finances or how to manage your finances, it's going to really affect you in marriage, because now you have to learn financial management, you have to learn financial commitment. So the expenses that you normally do before as a young lady, you come to realize that, so if on a monthly you get to spend unnecessarily, you come to realize that in marriage you don't tend to spend unnecessarily. No matter how wealthy you become, or how wealthy you guys are, you just tend to learn financial management in marriage. So just come to understand that I cannot be wasting resources. The resources that God has given to us in marriage, I cannot be wasting. So once you get married, just come to realization that whatever you have before you get married, whatever he has before he gets married, now that you guys are getting married, it is no longer your money. It is no longer his money. It's not our money. So let's say, for example, you have 500k in your account before you get married. On the day you say I do, the 500k is no longer yours. The 500k is not his. So if he has 2 million in his account, the day he says I do, the 2 million is no longer his 2 million. The 2 million becomes our 2 million. So you now know that you have to learn financial management, because you do not want to waste resources in marriage. You just tend to learn financial management. You just tend to learn these things. You try as much as possible to not be dormant when it comes to financial knowledge. So the third thing I wish I knew as a young lady before getting married is the fact that everybody in this life have the tendency to change. Like your husband that you're going to get married to, or your wife that you are going to get married to, has the tendency to change, be it for good or for bad. As a Christian, we just only pray to be single. I realize that before you get married, you really do not understand this thing. We just feel like whoever I'm getting married is somebody I must have dated, so I know the person. But once you get married, you understand that there's every tendency for somebody to change. And I mean that, be it for good or for bad. When you get married, you realize that things are no longer constant as it were. Things are not changing. So you get to understand that people tend to change. Physically changing, spiritually changing, mentally changing, and otherwise. So I just want every single that is listening to me, know that everybody has the potential to change for good or change for bad. So the second thing I wish I knew before getting married was that if I know that there was no room for mood swing or privacy mood, I would have actually braced myself up. So what do I mean by this? Actually, before I got married, I'm actually the type that I like to be private. I like to be secretive. I like to just be on my own, do my stuff, and on some days I just like to have this mood swing. Don't get me wrong, mood swing in this sense do not mean like I snap out of people. No, I just like to be on my own. But when I got married, I realized that there's actually no room for being always in privacy. So there is actually no room, like as though when you were single, there's actually no place for privacy. Your husband is there, there's no secrecy, there's no I want to be alone, I want to cover up or give me space. Where is it going? Where is it giving space to? So when you get married, you realize that there's really no more room for privacy. And lastly, the fifth thing I wish I knew before getting married is that situations are not constant. I just get to realize that when it comes to marriage, there's always this revolving, there's always this changes. Situations are not always constant. The first few weeks of your marriage is not always same with the last 6 months of the marriage, and the 1 year of the marriage is not always same with the second year and the third and the fourth, and just so on like that. So when you get married, you realize that situations and environment are not always the same. I just get to understand that marriage is not static, or marital life is not static. So if as a young person or as a young lady, the person you are currently dating is not financially stable, or is very financially stable, or the person that you are dating is not mentally okay, like probably the person is sick, or the person is so sound, like mentally sound right now, or the person is not up to game right now, just know that once you get married, there's every tendency to change, and trust the Holy Spirit to work in people. I just realized that if a lot of girls know that situations in marriages are not constant, it will help them make decisions on time. Let me give you an example. Currently, you might be dating somebody that is not financially stable, and you feel like, I cannot say yes to a guy that is not financially stable. Trust me, when you get married to that person, except it is not the will of God, or God's hand is not there, or except your timing is not yet signed, trust me, everything will start working well. I have seen this thing. It's not just for me, but also for other people. I just realized that situations in marriages are not the same. There is a time to marry, there's a time to give birth, there's a time to get a new job, there's a time to change job. Sometimes it might also be there's a time for you to lose the job. You might go through a lot of challenges in the marriage. Just understand that marriage is not static. There is room for changing. So I just believe that I just realized that if singles tend to understand these things before they get married, it will help them a lot. So today's video is very short, but the summary of everything I'm trying to say is that before you get married as a young lady, just understand that marriage is a full-time commitment. Just understand that finance is very important and you have to make informed decisions. Also understand the fact that nobody is constant or nobody is stagnant. Everybody has the tendency to change. Also understand that as well as situations. So as I bring this video to a wrap, as a lady, just understand that in marriage it is a full-time job. There is no room for mood swing, or I want to be alone, or I want to be stuck in one place. Here for you in this video is that once you get married, all things in your marriage will become better. It will be better than when you said yes to your spouse. All things will evolve to be good. You start seeing the better phase or the better season or the better version of your spouse. The Lord will grant you grace to become financially stable and financially intelligent to manage your finance and much more. The Lord God Almighty is going to give you grace to brace up to this task as a wife or as a husband. If this video has been really interesting for you, please do not forget again to subscribe. See you guys in my next video. Bye.